What's up, fam? What's up with y'all? How y'all be? What's up? Just checking in with the fam. Checking in. What's up with y'all, family? Yeah, checking in. Yeah, checking in, family. 40 ounces. 40 ounces and goons. Not 40 ounces and a meal. Yeah, I'm just referencing, doing I seen my brother, he starting out Derrick Holmes. Just doing a sort of a twist to it. When it comes to 40 acres and a mule, excuse me, we ain't get our fair handshake. We never got our reparations as black folks. They cold curried us. They took us from our native land, you know what I'm saying? They took us from our original land and kidnapped us, brought us over here to build up this country. And we still get dirt kicked in our face up until now. But as long as we got brothers that engage in this on every street corner, cheers. As long as you got brothers that engage in this on every street corner, argue, beg for change, get a little something to get a little hit, or a little something to get a little shoot. Dope man gets his, everyone satisfied. Then later on in the evening, someone gets shot, stabbed, sent to the hospital, or sent to the morgue, whether it be male or female. As long as we engage in this jealous activity, long as we always trying to backdoor other Negroes, long as we want to be slick and try to extort and exploitate our own, we're not going to come together and we're not going to get our fair handshake. Don't look for no handouts from your oppressor. Don't look, he's not going to hand you nothing. And you got to be very, very suspicious when someone hands you something and you know they're not for your best interest. They're not for your best interest. Meaning that it's not even worth the handout. Y'all better wake up, fam. Too much crime over the internet. They're not gonna give you nothing, okay? But a hard time. You got to do it for yourself. That's the problem, fam. We don't know how to do for self anymore. We got too lazy. Some of us. Let's put it that way. We got too comfortable. Okay. And when you get like that, it's like a rut you put yourself into. Follow the money, family. You got to ask yourself a question. You got all these people that play in the NFL and the NBA. Why can't these brothers put their money together and get a bank and put their money in the bank and take loans out from the bank and go into these hard hit communities and rebuild the infrastructure? Because they haven't been taught like that. They haven't been taught that kind of knowledge within their households. That's why you got that syndrome. I'm gonna buy my mama a house. Soon as I get drafted and go to the pros, I'm gonna take my kids to Disney World. Because that is the indoctrination of our athletes. They wasn't indoctrinated in getting drafted and going to the pros and doing business offshore accounts with their African brothers abroad and within the states and moving export and import of goods and building up the poor community. They wasn't taught that in school. They was taught get education, learn this kind of knowledge within our education, graduate, go to college, get a job, or become an entertainer, or become an athlete. But far as helping other black folk, they don't teach that in American schools for black men and women. They don't teach that. So you learning someone else's philosophy. You learning someone else's dogma and morals. You're learning someone else's curriculum. You're learning someone else's education instead of your true natural education. Okay? Remember, your look. Let me see, cause y'all need to. I'm teaching right now. I'm teaching. Okay? When see, it's a lot of problems with Caribbean brothers and sisters I've been hearing too when it comes to Afro America. It's a culture class. I already know what's up when it comes to that. Like Jamaicans and all that, and Africans. Let me tell you something. The beef begins when they come over here. Okay? They get their visas, student loans, or however the documentation is, you know, you know, wrote up and dummied up or whatever. So they come over here, work visa, whatever, green card, whatever. They get over here. They got enough money to send their kids to learn within America, but they have their own culture still intact because their culture wasn't destroyed, their customs wasn't destroyed. The ones that was left in a original habitat for the people who came out of that habitat and came into the American habitat, into the shores of America, which is me and other Afro Americans, the term they gave us. We don't have our culture intact. So we have to relearn the ethics, the business, the commerce, and everything, how they done business in ancient times over in the motherland. And then we got to learn the stuff we already taught here. So you think, even though, even all the way up until now, it's amazing, but it's a lot of brothers and sisters, they still don't know about Black history. Some brothers and sisters see that as a badge of dishonor. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to identify with their own history. That's right. They don't want to identify with it. And let me tell you something. Brothers and sisters. Because this is a teaching thing here. History is not our black history is not all slavery. Okay? That's one part of it. Learn, if you're gonna learn Black history, learn it all. That's a period of time. Then you had Renaissance era. You had the Renaissance era. Then you had Black folks was the leaders of civilization all over the four corners of the earth. Do you hear me? It was once upon a time that we was the leaders of civilization. We was running the show. When you point to one of these youngins out here or talk to some of these youngins out here, that's all they go back to. They think that's Black history. The slave trade. No, that's not Black history. That's one part of Black history. One facet of Black history, okay? It's like I say, if you're going to learn it all, or you're wasting your time. This is why, brothers, we don't work together. Because we don't take the time to study the victories and the losses. We don't take the time to study why are we in these conditions. You know why we're in these conditions? Due to stuff that was done in the past and still being played up until now. People are still working those old mechanisms on us. Okay? Those who control the money flow, those who control the irrigation, the harvesting, the cultivation, those who control the shipyards, those who control the trucking yards, everything that goes into your grocery stores and your supermarkets, those who control the transportation industry, planes, trucks, automobiles, heavy equipment. You see what I'm saying? Things that get things constructed, built, erected. You see what I'm saying? That's what you got to understand. That's the kind of knowledge black men you need. Learn how things work. Learn how this money work. Learn how these banks work. Learn how your own community work. And learn how you getting pimped in your own community. 40 ounces and Goon. I gotta drop it on you like that, fellas. Fussing at women on the internet all day. Brothers worrying about how other men look on the internet all day. Calling themselves Colombo Kojak Negroes. You'll think these dudes are Colombo or Kojak. Call themselves private investigators trying to figure out and investigate other people's dialogue and commentary. Senseless chicanery, senseless bullcrap, fiasco, controversy, going back in their second childhood, while other men of other nationalities are waxing rich off our dysfunctions. And in return, they're taking our women too. Because we so dysfunctional, we can't even keep up with our own females now. Some of us can't even dictate to them because we done lost some of us, not all. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the ones that's engaging in this activity. Because some of them, let's put it like that, had lost their way. Some of y'all had lost y'all way, man. I'm here to get y'all back on the right track to a certain extent. If y'all want to get back on the right track. It's almost 2018, fellas. And the stuff we doing on the internet as far as YouTube and the Negro sector is totally dysfunctional. Okay? I done gave y'all some stuff y'all need to think about and y'all need to study. Because I'm telling you, if you want to be a successful man in America, you must know who you are as a black man in America. I mean, that sums it up right there. If you want to be a successful man in America, you must know who you are in America as a Negro. Some of y'all don't even know the power y'all possess. Some of y'all don't even know y'all identity. Some of y'all don't even know who you are because y'all don't take the time out to study about yourself as the individual and as the black man. A lack of knowledge is why we don't rise to the occasion as black males. So we deal in debauchery, we deal in dysfunctional activity, we deal in disembowelment of thoughts because we don't want to make it to the next step. And to the ones that make it, to the ones that make it to the next step, we are deemed as coons and buffoons. We are deemed as sellouts. So I guess let me be a sellout then. Let me be a coon. I'd rather be a coon that help my folks out. I'd rather be a coon to uplift my black males and black women so they can get out their humble beginnings. I'd rather be a coon to make a lot of money and have others around me making a lot of money and not living on a poverty level and making it in the right way, not the wrong way, via us killing each other and prostituting each other. Not like that. I'm talking about in the spiritual way. So if that's being a coon, that means you must be a damn fool as a person. If you identify people like that as coons, you ain't know what a coon really is. So you're a damn ignorant fool. Fools. Black men, this is why we don't work together. Because some black men don't want to take the time out and buckle down and get to the real truth. Wake up. One day, one of these days, I'm out.